In the wild, there are hunters at the very top of the food chain. These are the apex predators, creatures whose power, intelligence, and adaptability have placed them above all others in their environments. Today, we turn our focus to two of the most formidable predators on Earth: the orca, also known as the killer whale, and the mighty crocodile. Each is a master of its domain, perfectly adapted to thrive in some of the planet's most challenging habitats. The orca rules the vast, unpredictable oceans, while the crocodile commands the rivers and wetlands of the land. Orcas are found in every ocean, from the frigid polar seas to the warm tropical waters. Crocodiles, on the other hand, are the silent rulers of freshwater rivers, lakes, and swamps, their presence often betrayed only by a ripple or a pair of watchful eyes. Both are feared and respected, but their hunting strategies could not be more different. Orcas are the ocean's most sophisticated hunters, using teamwork, intelligence, and communication to outwit their prey. Crocodiles, in contrast, are solitary ambush predators, relying on patience, stealth, and explosive power. Despite their name, orcas are not true whales. They are the largest members of the dolphin family, and among the most intelligent marine animals on the planet. Their social bonds are strong, and their pods can consist of family groups that remain together for life. Orcas are found from the Arctic to the Antarctic, adapting their hunting techniques to suit the local prey and conditions. Their striking black and white coloration is instantly recognizable, a warning to all who share their waters, but it is their intelligence that truly sets them apart. Orcas have been observed using tools, teaching their young, and even developing unique hunting cultures within different pods. Communication is key. Orcas use a complex language of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, each pod with its own dialect. This allows them to coordinate hunts with astonishing precision, passing down knowledge from generation to generation. In the world of orcas, leadership and strategy are as important as strength. Their hunting methods are among the most advanced in the animal kingdom. In some regions, orcas have been seen beaching themselves temporarily to snatch seals from the shore, a risky maneuver that requires both skill and courage. Meanwhile, the crocodile is a living relic, virtually unchanged for millions of years. Its body is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, built for stealth, patience, and sudden violence. Crocodiles have survived since the age of the dinosaurs. Their design so effective it has barely changed. Masters of camouflage, they can remain motionless for hours, waiting for the perfect opportunity. When the moment comes, their attack is sudden and unstoppable. With eyes and nostrils positioned atop their heads, crocodiles can breathe and watch for prey while remaining almost entirely submerged. They can wait for hours, even days, for the right moment to strike, conserving energy until the kill is certain. Their jaws deliver one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bone with ease. When they attack, it is with lightning speed and devastating force, a brutal, efficient display of predatory mastery. This is a tale of two hunting philosophies: the orca's intelligence and teamwork versus the crocodile's patience and raw power. Orcas rely on complex strategies, working together to outmaneuver even the most agile prey. They use their intelligence to adapt, improvise, and overcome, making them the ocean's most versatile hunters. The crocodile, by contrast, is a solitary hunter, relying on stealth and the element of surprise. Its success depends on remaining unseen until the very last moment, then unleashing overwhelming force. Both methods are highly effective, honed by millions of years of evolution. Each animal stands at the pinnacle of its domain, a testament to the power of adaptation and survival. As we explore their unique hunting techniques, we'll witness the extraordinary diversity of nature's deadliest predators. From the open ocean to the muddy riverbank, the hunt is always on, a relentless pursuit of survival. This is the story of two apex predators, each a master of its world, locked in a never-ending battle for dominance. In the wild, only the deadliest will succeed. The orca, or killer whale, is a true giant of the sea, an apex predator whose presence commands respect across the world's oceans. Adult males can reach lengths of over 9 meters and tip the scales at more than 5.5 tons, making them one of the largest predators on the planet. To put that in perspective, a fully grown orca outweighs even the mighty African elephant. Yet, their most remarkable trait is not their sheer size, but the extraordinary intelligence housed within their formidable skulls. Orcas possess one of the most sophisticated brains in the animal kingdom, rivaling those of the great apes, and even surpassing many terrestrial mammals. This advanced neural architecture enables them to solve complex problems, learn from experience, and adapt to new challenges in their ever-changing environment. Knowledge is passed down through generations, as calves closely observe and imitate the behaviors of their elders. This transmission of knowledge gives rise to distinct cultures among orca populations, each with its own dialect, hunting techniques, and social customs. Some pods have mastered the art of wave-washing seals from ice floes, while others specialize in herding schools of fish with astonishing precision. There are even pods that have learned to hunt formidable prey like great white sharks, using specialized tactics to overcome their defenses. The secret to their hunting prowess lies in their ability to cooperate with astonishing coordination, functioning as a seamless unit. Each member of the pod plays a specific role, from driving prey toward waiting hunters to blocking escape routes, all orchestrated with silent precision. Their teamwork is so refined that a pod can split and regroup mid-hunt, adapting instantly to the movements of their quarry. Communication is constant, with a rich repertoire of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls that convey information and coordinate strategy. At the heart of each pod is a matriarch, an older, experienced female whose leadership is built on decades of accumulated wisdom. She guides her family through the complexities of the ocean, making critical decisions that ensure the pod's survival and success. Such sophisticated cooperation and social structure are rare in the animal world, setting orcas apart as true masters of teamwork. Their intelligence, combined with raw power and agility, makes them one of the most formidable predators ever to roam the seas. Orcas are constantly innovating, developing new hunting strategies and adapting to the unique challenges of their environment. Their versatility is unmatched. They can switch from hunting fish in shallow bays to pursuing squid in the inky depths, all within a single day. These complex techniques are not hardwired instincts, but learned behaviors, painstakingly taught and refined over years of observation and practice. A young orca spends its formative years immersed in the pod's culture, absorbing the skills and knowledge essential for survival in the wild. This cultural inheritance allows orcas to thrive in environments as varied as icy polar seas and temperate coastal waters. Their diet is equally diverse, ranging from tiny schooling fish, which they stun with powerful tail slaps, to the largest animal ever to live, the blue whale, demonstrating their ability to take on prey of any size. With every hunt, orcas refine their methods, learning from both success and failure, and passing these lessons on to the next generation. One of their most remarkable adaptations is echolocation, a biological sonar that allows them to see with sound. By producing high-frequency clicks, orcas send sound waves through the water, which bounce off objects and return as echoes. These echoes are interpreted by the orca's brain, constructing a detailed three-dimensional map of their surroundings. This ability enables orcas to hunt with pinpoint accuracy, even in complete darkness or murky waters where vision fails. They can detect prey hidden beneath ice, buried in sand, or camouflaged among rocks, making them relentless hunters. No matter how challenging the conditions, orcas use their senses and intelligence to outwit even the most elusive prey. They can assess the size, speed, and even the internal anatomy of their target, striking with surgical precision. With their unmatched intelligence, adaptability, and physical prowess, orcas reign supreme as the ocean's ultimate strategists and hunters, true masterminds of the deep. In the remote, frozen expanse of the Antarctic, orcas, also known as killer whales, have evolved one of the most sophisticated hunting strategies in the animal kingdom. Here, survival demands ingenuity, and these apex predators have risen to the challenge. Working as a highly coordinated unit, orca pods demonstrate a level of teamwork that rivals even the most advanced terrestrial hunters. Their quarry is often a Weddell seal, basking on a seemingly secure platform of floating ice, unaware of the drama unfolding beneath the surface. The seal believes the ice offers sanctuary, a barrier between itself and the predators lurking in the frigid depths. But the orcas are patient strategists, and their approach is anything but random. The technique they employ is known as wave washing, a method that requires precision, strength, and flawless communication. Each member of the pod has a role, and their movements are synchronized down to the split second. Typically, 4 or 5 orcas position themselves shoulder to shoulder, forming a living battering ram. With a sudden burst of speed, they surge forward, channeling the raw energy of the Southern Ocean. The pod closes in on the ice floe, their bodies streamlined for maximum efficiency. They accelerate in perfect harmony, building momentum for the critical moment. At the peak of their charge, they can reach astonishing speeds, sometimes exceeding 40 kilometers per hour. Just meters from the floe, the orcas execute a perfectly timed maneuver. With a powerful flick of their massive tails, they generate a surge of energy. The result is a towering wave, engineered to sweep across the ice. The wave slams into the floe, sending sheets of icy water cascading over the startled seal. The sheer force of the water is enough to fracture the ice, destabilizing the seal's refuge. The floe tilts and shifts, leaving the seal with nowhere to hide. Panic sets in as the seal struggles to maintain its grip on the slippery, unstable surface. Inevitably, the seal slides off the ice and plunges into the waiting sea. Instantly, the orcas close in, forming a living barrier around their prey. The pod works together to block every possible escape, herding the seal with remarkable precision. Rather than attacking immediately, the orcas often circle their prey, observing and controlling the situation. They may nudge the seal or create turbulence, testing its reactions and tiring it out. This phase is crucial for the pod's younger members, who learn by watching and participating under the guidance of experienced adults. The hunt becomes a living classroom where skills are passed down through generations. The matriarch, often the oldest and most experienced female, leads the operation, ensuring every member knows their role. Her leadership is evident in the seamless coordination and discipline displayed by the group. Throughout the hunt, the orcas communicate constantly, using a sophisticated language of clicks, whistles, and body movements. They understand the physics of water, manipulating waves and currents to their advantage with remarkable intelligence. Every movement is deliberate, every signal understood as the pod executes its plan with military precision. This is not a feat a single orca could accomplish. Only through cooperation can they succeed. Over countless generations, this strategy has been refined and perfected, passed down as a legacy of survival. The result is a breathtaking display of cooperative hunting, unmatched in the marine world. These orcas are not just powerful predators, they are master tacticians, capable of planning, learning, and adapting in the harshest environment on Earth. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are apex predators whose intelligence and strength are unmatched in the marine world. Their reputation is not built on myth, but on a long record of extraordinary hunts, often targeting prey that few other animals would dare to challenge. While they are capable of hunting smaller animals like seals and fish, orcas are also known for their audacious attacks on some of the ocean's most formidable giants. Among their most dramatic feats is the pursuit of migrating grey whales, especially the vulnerable calves, travelling alongside their mothers. Orcas have even been documented confronting the legendary great white shark, a predator that otherwise sits near the top of the food chain. When a pod of orcas sets its sights on a grey whale calf, the encounter becomes a test of endurance, strategy, and raw power. The orcas coordinate their attack, using complex tactics honed over generations. Grey whale calves, still learning the ways of the ocean, are especially at risk during their long migration from breeding grounds to feeding areas. The mother whale will use her massive body as a shield, placing herself between her calf and the attackers, sometimes even lifting her young onto her back to keep it out of reach. But the orcas are relentless and highly organized, communicating with each other through a series of clicks and whistles to coordinate their movements. Their primary tactic is to isolate the calf, repeatedly swimming between mother and offspring to break their bond and exhaust both whales. The pod creates confusion, circling and harassing the pair, forcing them into shallower waters or away from the safety of the group. Each orca takes turns lunging at the calf, biting at its fins and tail, while others block the mother's attempts to intervene. They ram the calf with their powerful heads and jaws, inflicting injuries and draining its strength. One of the most effective strategies is to prevent the calf from surfacing for air, knowing that young whales must breathe more frequently than adults. As exhaustion sets in, the calf's movements slow and the mother's defenses weaken. Every breath becomes a desperate struggle, and the orcas exploit this vulnerability with ruthless precision. They push the calf underwater, holding it down just long enough to sap its energy, then release and repeat. This cycle continues, sometimes for hours, until the calf is too weak to resist. Eventually the calf succumbs, and the orcas claim their hard-fought prize. These hunts are a testament to the orcas' endurance, teamwork, and strategic brilliance. Their ability to work as a unified force is unrivaled in the animal kingdom. But orcas do not limit their ambitions to whales alone. Even the formidable great white shark is vulnerable to their cunning. An adult orca can reach lengths of up to 30 feet, often dwarfing the largest sharks. But size alone does not guarantee victory. Orcas rely on sophisticated hunting strategies and a deep understanding of their prey. Using echolocation, orcas can pinpoint the location of a shark's liver, a nutrient-rich organ that is highly prized. The attack is swift and calculated. The orca approaches from below or behind, targeting the shark's most vulnerable spot. By slapping their tails and creating turbulence, orcas can disorient the shark, disrupting its sensitive electroreceptors. The lead orca then strikes from the shark's blind spot, flipping it upside down in a single powerful motion. This induces tonic immobility, a trance-like state that leaves the shark completely helpless. Immobilized and unable to breathe properly, the shark is at the mercy of the orca. The orca holds the shark in this position until it suffocates, ensuring a safe and efficient kill. With remarkable precision, the orca extracts the liver, often leaving the rest of the carcass untouched. These specialized hunting techniques reveal the orca's extraordinary intelligence and adaptability, traits that have made them the undisputed rulers of the sea. Through observation and experience, orcas have learned the anatomy and weaknesses of their prey, refining their methods with each generation. In the wild, every hunt is a demonstration of their mastery, an ongoing story of survival, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. Dolphins are among the ocean's most agile and intelligent inhabitants. Their speed, sharp senses, and complex social bonds make them formidable prey for any predator. Yet, orcas, sometimes called killer whales, have evolved astonishing strategies to outwit even these clever marine mammals. Hunting dolphins is a true test of skill and coordination. Orcas must anticipate every twist and turn, matching the dolphins' bursts of speed and unpredictable maneuvers. To succeed, orcas rely on a highly organized plan. Each member of the pod knows its role, communicating with subtle vocalizations and body language beneath the waves. This is teamwork at its most refined, an intricate ballet of power and precision, where every move is calculated. The hunt often begins with a group of orcas applying relentless pressure from behind, driving the dolphin pod forward at breakneck speed. Forced to flee, the dolphins accelerate, weaving and leaping in a desperate bid to escape their pursuers. Meanwhile, another group of orcas moves ahead, gliding silently through the water to intercept the fleeing dolphins. These orcas act as blockers, forming a living barrier that cuts off every possible escape route. Gradually, the dolphins are herded into a compact group, their options dwindling with every passing moment. Surrounded on all sides, the dolphins find themselves trapped, the ocean suddenly feeling very small. Sometimes this high-speed pursuit stretches on for miles, testing the endurance of both predator and prey. The orcas use their intelligence to steer the dolphins toward a narrow channel or a natural barrier, further limiting their escape. As the chase wears on, the dolphins begin to tire. Their breaths become labored, their movements less coordinated. One by one, individuals start to lag behind, unable to keep pace with the rest of the pod. Inevitably, a single dolphin becomes isolated, a vulnerable target in the vast blue. This is the moment the orcas have orchestrated with patience and precision. The pod closes in, executing a coordinated attack from multiple angles, leaving the dolphin with nowhere to turn. With a sudden burst of speed, the orcas strike from a blind angle, ending the chase with a swift, powerful blow. This is a textbook pincer movement, an ancient strategy executed flawlessly in the open ocean. When it comes to hunting sea lions, orcas reveal even greater versatility, adapting their tactics to the unique challenges of each environment. Across the globe, different orca pods have developed specialized techniques, each tailored to the local geography and prey. In the sub-Antarctic, some orcas employ a daring method known as intentional stranding, launching themselves onto the beach to snatch unsuspecting sea lions. With explosive force, they surge from the surf, propelling their massive bodies onto land to seize their prey, a maneuver fraught with risk. A single miscalculation, an ill-timed wave or a steep beach could leave the orca stranded, vulnerable to the elements. But these orcas have mastered the art, timing their attacks with the tides to ensure a safe return to the sea. In other regions, orcas face a different challenge. Sea lions perched on slippery, jagged rocks. The sea lions, confident in their rocky refuge, seem out of reach. They lounge in the sun, unaware of the danger lurking just beneath the surface. But orcas have devised a solution, using their powerful tails to generate waves that crash over the rocks. These waves transform the rocks into slippery traps, stripping the sea lions of their sure footing. One by one, the sea lions slide helplessly into the water, straight into the waiting jaws of the orca pod. During these hunts, the pod divides into specialized roles. Some orcas act as blockers, others as chasers or ambushers. A blocker positions itself between the sea lions and the safety of deeper water, cutting off any hope of escape. The rest of the pod surges forward, reaching speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, closing the distance in seconds. These remarkable strategies are a testament to the orca's intelligence and adaptability, constantly evolving, always ready to overcome the next challenge the ocean presents. Now let's shift our focus to another master of the ambush, one that rules the ocean, the orca. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are apex predators whose lineage stretches back millions of years. Perfectly adapted for stealth and surprise, orcas are the ocean's ultimate ambush artists. Their bodies are streamlined and powerful, built for both speed and agility in the water. A fully grown male orca can weigh up to 6 tons, making it one of the largest predators in the sea. Their most formidable weapon is their jaw, lined with interlocking teeth designed to grip and tear. The force of an orca's bite is immense, capable of crushing bone and disabling even large prey. Once an orca has its jaws around its target, escape is nearly impossible. The attack is a blur of motion, often over in less than a second. While orcas are known for their teamwork, some specialize in solitary hunting, relying on patience and cunning. These individuals do not depend on the pod, but on their own skill and acute senses. Their strategy is rooted in patience and concealment, using the ocean's shadows to their advantage. The orca's eyes are positioned for maximum field of vision, allowing it to track prey above and below the water. This allows the orca to remain almost invisible, with only its sensory organs exposed above the surface. An orca can wait motionless for long periods, blending seamlessly with its surroundings. It becomes part of the seascape, a drifting shadow among the waves. Prey animals, unaware of the danger below, go about their routines, oblivious to the silent hunter beneath. The orca possesses another remarkable sense. Specialized sensory pits along its jaw detect subtle vibrations and electrical signals in the water. These adaptations allow the orca to sense the faintest movements of prey, even in murky or dark waters. It can pinpoint the location of a seal or fish by the ripples they create, even without direct sight. This precision allows the orca to strike with deadly accuracy. The orca waits for the perfect moment, every muscle coiled in anticipation. It waits for its prey to become distracted, to let its guard down. Then, in a flash of power, the orca bursts from the water. The attack is a sudden, overwhelming surge, swift, precise, and devastating. Once it has a grip, the orca's work is not finished. If the prey is large, the orca may use powerful shakes or even toss it into the air to stun or kill. It may spin or twist its body, using its immense strength to subdue the animal. This forceful motion helps to drown and incapacitate the prey. It also allows the orca to tear off manageable pieces of flesh. The orca's hunting strategy is both brutal and efficient, refined over countless generations. It is a living testament to the power of the ambush. This is a hunting style born of ancient instinct, explosive, precise, and utterly relentless. In the frigid waters of the world's oceans, another breathtaking spectacle unfolds, one that rivals the drama of Africa's great migrations. Here, orcas, also known as killer whales, demonstrate extraordinary intelligence and teamwork as they hunt herd animals of the sea. Orcas are apex predators, and their preferred prey often travel in large groups for safety. Species like seals, sea lions, and even baleen whales. For the seals, life on the ice is a constant battle for survival. The presence of orcas below the surface means danger is never far away. Orcas use their keen senses to locate herds resting on ice floes or swimming in tight groups. Communication is key. Through a series of clicks and whistles, the pod coordinates its approach, each member knowing its role in the hunt. The orcas dive beneath the ice, moving with silent precision. They position themselves strategically, anticipating the herd's next move. In a remarkable display of teamwork, the pod generates powerful waves, rocking the ice and forcing the seals into the water. Panic erupts among the seals. Some slip into the water, hoping to escape, but the orcas are ready. The orcas single out the most vulnerable, often the young, the old, or those separated from the group. With astonishing speed, an orca surges forward, closing the distance in seconds. The attack is swift and decisive. The orca breaches, seizing its prey in powerful jaws. The pod often shares the catch, reinforcing social bonds and teaching younger members the skills they need to survive. Orcas are not limited to hunting mammals. In some regions, they herd schools of fish or even pursue dolphins, adapting their tactics to the prey at hand. When hunting fish, orcas work together to corral their prey into tight balls, then stun them with powerful tail slaps before feeding. In rare and dramatic events, orca pods target even the calves of great whales. The adults form a defensive circle, but the orca's persistence and coordination can overwhelm even these giants. The orcas use distraction and exhaustion, separating the calf from its protectors and wearing it down over hours. When successful, the pod feeds for hours, their teamwork rewarded by a substantial meal. After the hunt, the pod rests and socializes, reinforcing the bonds that make their cooperative hunting possible. Orcas are masters of their environment, using intelligence, communication, and patience to outwit even the most vigilant herd animals of the sea. In the wild, Every hunt is a test of skill and strategy, a testament to the orca's place at the very top of the ocean's food chain. Across Africa's wildest rivers and watering holes, a silent rivalry unfolds between two of nature's most formidable predators, crocodiles and the big cats. Lions, leopards, and cheetahs, each a master of their own domain, are drawn to the water's edge by necessity, but here the rules of survival shift dramatically. For the cheetah, the fastest land animal on Earth, the approach to water is fraught with peril. Their speed is unmatched on open plains, but at the water's edge, agility counts for little against the crocodile's stealth and explosive power. Crocodiles remain nearly invisible, submerged with only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface. When a cheetah bends to drink, the crocodile can launch itself with astonishing speed, covering several meters in a single surge. In these moments, the cheetah's only hope is to sense the danger in time and leap away, sometimes escaping by mere inches. Lions, with their strength in numbers, are more confident but no less cautious. A pride may approach the river together, their eyes fixed on the water, every muscle tensed for action. On land, lions dominate, able to intimidate or even drive a crocodile back with coordinated displays of aggression. But at the boundary between land and water, the balance of power shifts. A crocodile can strike with blinding speed, forcing even the boldest lion to retreat. The riverbank becomes a tense no-man's land, where both predators test each other's resolve, but rarely risk a direct confrontation unless desperation or opportunity demands it. The leopard, solitary and cunning, often takes greater risks. Its agility and strength allow it to exploit opportunities others might avoid. There are rare moments when a leopard will snatch prey from the water's edge, even daring to steal a fish or scavenged carcass from a distracted crocodile. But this boldness comes at a price. When a leopard attempts to cross a river or hunt near the water, it must rely on lightning reflexes to avoid a crocodile's ambush. Sometimes, a desperate struggle ensues. Leopard claws slashing, crocodile jaws snapping, each predator fighting for survival. More often than not, the leopard's agility allows it to escape, but the risk is ever present. Crocodiles are opportunists, capitalizing on any advantage. When 3 cheetahs brought down a gazelle near the river, a massive crocodile sensed the commotion and began its slow, deliberate approach. The cheetahs, recognizing the threat, abandoned their hard-won meal without hesitation. The crocodile claimed the prize, dragging it into the water with effortless strength. In these encounters, brute force is less important than presence and timing. The crocodile's dominance at the water's edge is a testament to its patience and power, a reminder that in the wild, the advantage belongs to those who know their territory best. Across the vast tapestry of the animal kingdom, 2 evolutionary masterpieces stand apart, each a symbol of a different path to dominance. The orca and the crocodile, separated by millions of years and entire worlds, embody the eternal contest between brains and brawn. The orca, ruler of the ocean's depths, is a paragon of intelligence and social complexity. The crocodile, ancient sentinel of rivers and swamps, is the epitome of raw, solitary power. Orcas are not just hunters, they are strategists. Each pod is a tightly knit society, communicating through a sophisticated language of clicks and whistles, sharing knowledge that spans generations. Their strength lies not only in muscle, but in the collective mind. Every hunt is a coordinated ballet, each member playing a precise role. Communication is the glue that binds the pod, allowing them to adapt, improvise, and outwit even the most elusive prey. Knowledge is passed down through demonstration and imitation. Young orcas learn by watching their elders, inheriting a legacy of innovation and adaptability. Their hunting repertoire is vast, wave-washing, intentional stranding, and even using their tails as weapons. These are not instincts but learned behaviors, refined and perfected over time. The orca's gaze reveals a mind capable of problem-solving, planning, and even empathy, traits rare in the animal world. In stark contrast, the crocodile is a solitary force of nature. It is a relic from the age of dinosaurs, its design virtually unchanged for over 200 million years. Every inch of its body is built for survival: armored skin, crushing jaws, and a metabolism that allows it to wait motionless for days. The crocodile's hunting strategy is patience incarnate. It waits perfectly still until the moment is right, then explodes with terrifying speed and power. It needs no allies, no communication, no plan beyond instinct. Its success is written in its DNA. The crocodile's body is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering: jaws that can shatter bone, muscles that launch it from water to land in a heartbeat. Camouflage is its greatest weapon. It becomes invisible, a living shadow until the instant it strikes. Its patience is legendary, sometimes waiting hours, even days, for the perfect opportunity. When the moment comes, the attack is swift, brutal, and almost always fatal. To compare these two is to compare a master tactician to a silent executioner. Each is supreme in its own realm. The orca is the general, leading, strategizing, and adapting with every challenge the ocean presents. Their unity transforms them into a single formidable force, outsmarting prey that would elude any lone hunter. The crocodile is the lone assassin, silent, patient, and devastatingly effective. Its attack is a single, calculated strike, over in seconds but lethal in its precision. One thrives through collective intelligence, the other through solitary strength and instinct. Both are supremely adapted, each dominating a world shaped by their unique talents. In their respective domains, they are undisputed monarchs, each a testament to the power of evolution. The orca's intelligence and teamwork allow it to conquer the ever-changing challenges of the sea, from icy polar waters to temperate coasts. The crocodile's ancient design and ambush tactics make it the unchallenged ruler of rivers, swamps, and floodplains. Their stories reveal that there is no single path to supremacy in nature, only the relentless drive to adapt and survive. Whether through the brilliance of the mind or the might of the body, the wild rewards those who are most finely tuned to their environment. In the end, the orca and the crocodile stand as two of the most formidable, awe-inspiring predators on Earth, each a living legend in the ongoing saga of brains versus brawn. Gap 3s in the stark, icy wilderness of the polar regions, the orca's legend reaches its pinnacle. Here, at the edge of the world, survival demands not just strength, but ingenuity, a challenge the orca meets with breathtaking expertise. Beneath the fractured sea ice, pods navigate a labyrinth of shifting flows and hidden channels, communicating in a language shaped by centuries of adaptation to the Arctic's silent world. Orcas in these frigid waters have evolved hunting techniques found nowhere else on Earth. One of their most astonishing strategies is wave washing, a collective, calculated assault on seals resting atop ice flows. With flawless coordination, a pod lines up side by side, building up speed before surging forward in unison. Their combined momentum sends a surge of water crashing over the ice, tipping the seal into the sea. The hunt is not over. The orcas take turns lunging, herding, and confusing their prey, minimizing risk and maximizing success. Each move is a lesson in precision, timing, and teamwork. But the challenges of the polar seas are relentless. Ice shifts with the wind, and prey is scarce. Orcas respond with patience and adaptability, sometimes swimming hundreds of miles in search of opportunity. They use echolocation to map the underwater landscape, pinpointing the smallest cracks in the ice where seals might surface to breathe. Some pods have learned to create their own openings, ramming ice sheets from below until they fracture, a testament to their remarkable problem-solving skills. In these frozen realms, the orca's intelligence is as vital as its power. Each member of the pod has a role, from scouts who search for seals to elders who teach new generations the secrets of polar hunting. Through observation and imitation, young orcas master the skills they need to survive in a world where a single mistake can mean starvation. The visual tapestry is stark and beautiful. Black and white predators slicing through inky water beneath a ceiling of blue ice, their movements synchronized, their purpose unwavering. In the polar wilderness, orcas are not only survivors, they are the undisputed architects of the hunt, shaping the very ecosystem with every calculated move. Nowhere else is the orca's legacy of intelligence, cooperation, and mastery more evident than here at the frozen edges of the world, where only the most adaptable can thrive. Beneath the silent expanse of the world's oceans, orcas are never truly alone. Their lives are woven together by a tapestry of sound, an intricate language that binds each member of the pod into a single, cohesive unit. Through clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, orcas exchange a constant stream of information. Each pod possesses its own unique dialect, subtle variations in pitch, rhythm, and pattern that serve as an acoustic signature, unmistakable to those who belong. Communication in orca society extends far beyond simple coordination during the hunt. These vocalizations carry complex messages, warnings of danger, calls for assistance, and even expressions of excitement or reassurance. In the dim blue light, visual cues are limited. Sound becomes the primary medium, traveling for miles through the water, connecting individuals separated by distance or darkness. Social structure among orcas is matriarchal and deeply hierarchical. At the heart of each pod is the elder female, the matriarch, whose knowledge and memory shape the group's movements, strategies, and seasonal migrations. Her calls are often the first and the last, guiding the pod through unfamiliar territory or rallying them in moments of crisis. Bonds between pod members are profound and lifelong. Calves remain with their mothers for decades, learning not only how to hunt, but how to communicate, play, and resolve conflicts. Playful interactions, gentle nudges, synchronized swimming, and even coordinated breaches reinforce social ties and maintain harmony within the group. Occasionally, pods come together in larger gatherings known as superpods. Here, the ocean becomes a chorus of overlapping dialects, a rare opportunity for social exchange, mate selection, and the sharing of information between distant relatives. Visuals reveal the subtle choreography of orca society. Mothers guiding their young, adults circling protectively, and elders leading the way with quiet authority. Every movement, every sound, is a thread in the social fabric that ensures the pod's survival. In the end, it is this language, complex, adaptable, and enduring, that defines the orca's place in the ocean. Through communication and social bonds, these apex predators not only survive, but flourish, passing down their knowledge and culture from one generation to the next, ensuring the legacy of the pod continues strong and unbroken beneath the waves. In the vast theatre of the ocean, orcas share their domain with other apex predators. Great white sharks, sperm whales, and even formidable packs of pilot whales. These encounters are rare, but when they occur, they showcase the orca's remarkable adaptability and strategic thinking. Visuals reveal a shadowy dance in open water. A pod of orcas moves with calculated precision, their formation tight as they approach a solitary great white shark. Unlike most predators that avoid direct conflict, orcas have been observed initiating confrontations. With targeted blows and coordinated movements, they exploit the shark's vulnerabilities, flipping it upside down to induce tonic immobility, rendering the predator helpless. It's a display of both power and intelligence, illustrating why orcas have earned their reputation as the wolves of the sea. But the ocean is not a one-sided arena. Sperm whales, giants of the deep, form defensive circles when threatened, calves protected at the center by a barricade of massive heads and powerful tails. Orcas, undeterred, test the perimeter, probing for weaknesses but often choosing caution over risk. These encounters are a delicate balance of dominance and deference, where both sides weigh the costs of escalation. In coastal waters, pilot whales sometimes confront orcas, driving them away from feeding grounds with persistent mobbing tactics. Despite their smaller size, the unity and determination of the pilot whale pod can force even the most confident orcas to retreat. These interactions are not just battles for territory or food. They are contests of strategy, resilience, and social cohesion. The visuals shift between tense standoffs and silent retreats, each moment highlighting the mutual respect and calculated risk that governs apex predator interactions in the ocean. No single species reigns absolutely. Instead, supremacy is negotiated through intelligence, teamwork, and sometimes the wisdom to walk or swim away. Through these encounters, orcas reaffirmed their place at the pinnacle of the marine hierarchy, not simply through brute force, but through a combination of strategy, adaptability, and the strength of the pod. In the ever-shifting balance of ocean life, it is these qualities that ensure their continued dominance among the world's most formidable predators. Across the world's oceans, orcas are known not only for their dominance, but for their astonishing versatility as hunters. Unlike most predators, orcas adapt their tactics to match their prey, employing a repertoire of specialized strategies refined by generations of experience and social learning. In the icy waters of Antarctica, stunning aerial shots capture a pod of orcas as they approach a floating sheet of ice. With synchronized movements, they generate powerful waves, rocking the ice and dislodging a terrified seal into the water. This wave-washing technique is a marvel of coordination, each orca perfectly timing their surge to maximize the wave's force. As soon as the seal hits the water, the pod closes in, dividing roles between blockers and attackers to prevent escape. Elsewhere, in the temperate Pacific, a different strategy unfolds. Here, orcas target schools of herring. Using high-frequency clicks and coordinated swimming, the pod herds the fish into a tight, shimmering ball, a defensive formation known as a bait ball. Then, with a sudden flick of their powerful tails, the orcas stun the fish, picking them off one by one with surgical precision. For larger, more formidable prey such as whales, orcas rely on endurance and teamwork. Visuals show a pod shadowing a grey whale and her calf, keeping a careful distance. Patient and persistent, the orcas take turns harassing the pair, isolating the calf from its mother. It's a test of stamina and strategy as the pod wears down their quarry before moving in for the final strike. In coastal shallows, orcas demonstrate yet another technique, beaching themselves intentionally to snatch unsuspecting sea lions from the surf. It's a high-risk maneuver, requiring split-second timing and intimate knowledge of the shoreline. Only the most experienced orcas attempt this feat, often teaching it to younger pod members through demonstration and play. Each of these hunting strategies reveals the orca's remarkable intelligence and adaptability. They are not bound by instinct alone, but by a culture of innovation and learning, unique to each pod and passed down through generations. The visuals linger on the aftermath, successful hunts, shared meals, and moments of rest, underscoring the orca's role as nature's ultimate precision predator. Through these diverse and sophisticated techniques, orcas continue to thrive in some of the planet's most challenging environments, proving that mastery of the hunt lies not just in strength, but in strategy, cooperation, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. Across the endless blue, orcas embark on journeys that span thousands of miles, guided by instincts honed over millennia. These apex predators are not bound to a single territory. Rather, they are true navigators of the deep, following ancient migration routes that weave through some of the world's most challenging marine environments. Aerial footage sweeps over vast stretches of open ocean, revealing traveling pods slicing through rolling swells. In the North Pacific, resident orcas trace predictable paths, shadowing the seasonal movements of salmon runs. Their migration is a synchronized ballet with nature's cycles. As the salmon move upstream to spawn, the orcas follow, timing their arrival with the peak of abundance. Elsewhere, transient orcas exhibit a nomadic existence, their routes dictated by the shifting presence of marine mammals like seals, dolphins, and even whales. High-resolution satellite maps overlay the screen, illustrating the complexity of these routes, some stretching from polar ice edges to temperate coastlines, adapting to the rise and fall of prey populations. In the frigid waters of the Antarctic, orca ecotypes undertake epic migrations to exploit the seasonal melting of sea ice. As the ice recedes in summer, new hunting grounds open up, teeming with seals and penguins. Underwater footage reveals orcas navigating labyrinthine ice flows, their echolocation clicks bouncing off submerged ridges and hidden crevices. These adaptations are crucial. Orcas develop unique vocal dialects and hunting methods tailored to the challenges of each region, ensuring their survival in ever-changing habitats. The visuals shift to close-ups of orcas surfacing in icy fjords, dorsal fins slicing through brash ice. Their thick blubber insulates against the cold, while specialized hemoglobin allows them to dive deep in search of prey. Some populations have even evolved distinct coloration and body shapes, subtle hints at their long separation and adaptation to local conditions. Through relentless movement and adaptability, orcas maintain their place atop the marine food web. Their migrations are testaments to endurance, intelligence, and the unbreakable bonds within each pod. As seasons turn and oceans shift, the orca's journey continues, an eternal odyssey across the world's wildest waters. As the world's oceans transform, orcas face a new frontier, one shaped not only by ancient cycles, but by rapid environmental change. Satellite imagery reveals swirling eddies of warm and cold currents, signaling shifts driven by climate change. Glaciers carve in the distance, sending freshwater plumes into the sea and altering salinity patterns. These changes ripple through the ecosystem, subtly but profoundly affecting orca behavior. In the Arctic, receding sea ice opens previously inaccessible hunting grounds. A pod of orcas glides through turquoise meltwater, weaving between remnants of ancient ice. With the loss of solid ice flows, traditional prey like seals become harder to catch, prompting orcas to adapt their hunting techniques. Some pods are observed working in tighter formations, corralling prey in open water rather than ambushing them atop the ice. Elsewhere, warming seas disrupt the timing and abundance of key prey species. Underwater footage shows a school of salmon thinning out, their numbers reduced by rising temperatures and altered river flows. Resident orcas who rely on these fish are forced to travel farther or diversify their diet, sometimes shifting to less familiar prey like squid or smaller fish. This adaptation, however, brings new challenges, nutritional stress, increased competition, and the risk of ingesting pollutants that accumulate in lower trophic levels. In coastal regions, human activity compounds the pressures. Ship traffic and underwater noise interfere with the orca's sophisticated echolocation, as visualizations illustrate sound waves scattering through busy shipping lanes. Pods are seen pausing, regrouping, or diverting from traditional routes, their communication calls growing more frequent and urgent. Chemical runoff and microplastics drift through the water column, invisible yet insidious, accumulating in the blubber of apex predators. Despite these challenges, orcas continue to demonstrate remarkable resilience. Archival footage blends with real-time tracking data, revealing pods adjusting migration timings, altering social structures, and even intermingling with distant relatives as habitats overlap. The visuals linger on a lone orca silhouetted against a setting sun, a symbol of both vulnerability and adaptability. In this era of uncertainty, every behavioral shift is a clue, a testament to the orca's ability to navigate not only the physical, but the ever-changing ecological landscape. Their story, now more than ever, is entwined with the fate of the oceans themselves. Beneath the undulating waves, the heart of orca society beats strongest within the family pod. Here, intricate bonds are woven not just through shared hunts, but through generations of care, learning, and protection. Drone footage sweeps over a pod gliding in perfect formation. At the center, a newborn calf surfaces, its pale skin a telltale sign of youth, flanked by vigilant adults. In the early weeks of life, the calf is never more than a body length from its mother. High-resolution underwater shots capture the calf's first tentative movements, mimicking its mother's graceful turns and shallow dives. Every breath is a lesson, every movement a subtle communication. The matriarch, often the oldest female, leads the pod with quiet authority, her knowledge guiding the group through shifting currents and seasonal migrations. Calves are nurtured by the entire pod, not just their mothers. Aunts, siblings, and even older cousins take turns shepherding the young, their gentle nudges and synchronized swimming reinforcing social cohesion. These alloparental helpers are crucial. When a mother tires, another adult slips into place, supporting the calf as it learns to navigate deeper waters or master the art of the breach. Overhead shots show a pod clustered tightly, encircling a calf as it rests. This living barrier shields the vulnerable youngster from potential predators and rough seas. Detailed slow-motion visuals reveal moments of play, calves chasing fish, mimicking tail slaps, or engaging in gentle jawing with siblings. These playful interactions are more than games. They are essential rehearsals for survival, honing the skills needed for future hunts and social encounters. As weeks turn to months, the calf's coloration darkens and its confidence grows. The pod's vocalizations, clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls become familiar, each calf learning the unique dialect of its family. These acoustic signatures bind generations, ensuring that even as pods split and reunite, their shared language persists. Through the lens of night vision cameras, the pod rests in unison, calves nestled beside mothers, drifting in a state of half-sleep. Even in these tranquil moments, the ever-present hum of connection endures, a silent promise of guidance and protection. In the world of orcas, survival is a collective endeavor. The next generation is not raised in isolation, but in the embrace of an extended family, each member playing a role in shaping the future of the pod. As the camera lingers on a calf silhouetted against the shimmering surface, the continuity of life is clear. In the vastness of the ocean, it is family that endures. In the silent expanse of the ocean, orcas are not only powerful hunters, they are masters of stealth. As day breaks over icy waters, aerial footage reveals a pod gliding beneath the surface, their black and white forms nearly invisible in the dappled light. Orcas exploit every advantage the seascape offers. Close-up underwater shots show individuals slipping through kelp forests, their movements slow and deliberate, minimizing turbulence and sound. Using counter-shading, the orca's dark dorsal blends with the ocean depths when seen from above, while their pale undersides mirror the brightness from below. This natural camouflage allows them to approach prey undetected, even in clear water. In shallow bays, high-speed cameras capture the pod working in coordinated silence, their clicks and calls replaced by near-total quiet. A lone seal basks on an ice floe. Without warning, the orcas vanish beneath the surface. Moments later, a powerful surge of water lifts the ice, toppling the seal into the sea. From below, the orcas strike with precision, their timing impeccable. Slow-motion sequences reveal the meticulous choreography. One orca distracts while another positions itself for the ambush. When targeting schooling fish, they herd their prey into tight balls, then use their tails to stun and disorient with a single well-timed slap. In deeper waters, orcas employ the element of surprise against large prey. The pod fans out, encircling their target in near silence. Then, at a subtle cue, they converge as one, striking from multiple angles, forcing confusion and panic. Thermal imaging shows how orcas use the ocean's thermoclines, layered temperatures that distort sound and vision, to mask their approach. By hugging these invisible boundaries, they slip past wary prey until the final explosive attack. Every ambush is tailored to the environment and the quarry. Whether lurking beneath ice, weaving through kelp, or vanishing into the blue, orcas prove time and again that true mastery of the hunt lies not just in strength, but in the art of becoming a shadow in the sea. Beneath the surface, the orca's greatest weapon is not muscle or tooth, but mind. In the wild, orcas display a level of intelligence that rivals the most cunning creatures on the planet. Aerial shots track a pod approaching a maze of rocky islets, where a school of fish hides among crevices, the orcas slow, circling, their movements calculated. Underwater cameras reveal the lead orca inspecting the terrain, then signaling with a subtle tail flick. Working together, the pod creates waves that flush the fish from their hiding places, a tactic refined through observation and memory. Elsewhere, a young orca investigates a floating log. It nudges the wood, then rolls it with its rostrum, practicing object manipulation. Scientists have documented orcas using tools in the wild, from dragging kelp to play, to using floating debris as bait to lure curious seabirds within reach. Each act is a testament to their capacity for innovation. In the Arctic, a pod faces a challenge seals perched on tall, isolated ice floes. The orcas retreat, regroup, and then return in formation. Together, they generate synchronized waves, rocking the ice until the seal slides into the water. High-speed footage shows the precision of their timing, an orchestrated effort that demands planning, communication, and trial-and-error learning. In deep water, orcas encounter a puzzle. A school of herring forming a tight, defensive ball. Instead of attacking blindly, the pod surrounds the fish, taking turns producing bubbles that force the herring into tighter clusters. Then, with coordinated tail slaps, they stun dozens at once. This bubble net hunting is not instinct alone, it's a learned technique passed from generation to generation. Across the globe, orca pods exhibit unique hunting cultures, each shaped by local prey and environment. Close-ups show mothers guiding calves through complex maneuvers, teaching them the nuances of each strategy. Over time, young orcas learn to adapt, experiment, and even invent new solutions to new challenges. Through every encounter, the orca's intelligence shines, not as a singular trait, but as a living legacy of adaptation, creativity, and collective memory. In the silent blue, orcas prove that the mind is as formidable as any fin or fang. In the heart of the ocean, every encounter between orca and prey is shaped by the ever-changing rhythms of the sea itself. Drone footage sweeps over kelp forests, swaying in the current, while orcas glide silently below, their black and white forms weaving through the shadows. Here, the environment is both ally and obstacle. In these dense underwater jungles, orcas use their acute echolocation to navigate tangled corridors, tracking the subtle vibrations of hidden fish and agile squid. On the open water, a pod approaches a swirling patch of plankton blooms, a natural gathering point for herring and mackerel. The orcas adjust their approach, using the shifting tides to herd the fish towards shallow coves and rocky inlets. High above, gulls wheel and cry, sensing the tension building below. In polar seas, orcas confront vast expanses of pack ice. Overhead, satellite imagery reveals intricate leads and pressure ridges, each a possible refuge for wary seals. The orcas patrol the ice edge, scanning for weak points where cracks open into breathing holes. When a seal is spotted, the pod works in silent coordination, exploiting the geometry of the ice to cut off escape routes, using their environment as a living map. Not all prey is easily cornered. In the kelp thickets, wary sea otters dart and dive, using the vegetation as a shield. The orcas respond with patience, circling the perimeter, waiting for the otter to stray into open water. Underwater cameras capture the subtle interplay. The otter's frantic maneuvers, the orca's measured pursuit, both shaped by the tangled forest around them. Throughout these encounters, the orca's relationship with their environment is one of constant adaptation. Changing currents, shifting ice, and the migratory patterns of prey all demand flexibility and foresight. Each hunt becomes a dynamic dance, a test not just of strength or speed, but of the orca's ability to read and react to the living world around them. As the sun dips below the horizon, the ocean transforms once more. Bioluminescent plankton shimmer in the wake of passing orcas, illuminating their path through the darkness. In these moments, the boundaries between predator, prey, and environment blur, revealing the orca not as a conqueror of the sea, but as a masterful participant in its endless, intricate ballet.